It's the Shatkin First Down Pregame Show, presented by Dr. Todd Shatkin and the Aesthetic Associates Center, with your hosts, Rich Gaenzler and Dr. Jared Shatkin, and our special guest, sports broadcaster Ross Tucker. Now, from the Shatkin Sports Network studios in Amherst, here are your hosts, Rich Gaenzler and Dr. Jared Shatkin.
This past week, the NFL celebrated our veterans with flyovers and salute to service sweats.
Our Shatkin Sports Network team would like to thank those who have served and who are serving today.
We believe every day should be Veterans Day. Thank you, veterans, for everything you do and your service, and certainly, obviously, this past weekend, everyone celebrated, and it was what it was, and you did what you did. And like we said, every day should be Veterans Day. You should always be thanking your servicemen, active or not, about and for what they've done for our country. Yeah. Can't say it enough, put it that way.
Absolutely.
Right? All right, so let's get into the Shatkin First Down Buffalo pregame show. Let's get into the Bills and the Colts. But I'm going to start, Jared, with the defense. I mean, they were just fantastic. I mean, takeaway after takeaway after takeaway, and they really kind of set the tone with that first play of the Colt offensive game with the pick six by Taron Johnson.
Yeah, and we really needed the defense to step up because our offense was starting off pretty slow. So Taron Johnson has a big play early, and it just kind of continued throughout the day. 4 interceptions to Joe Flacco, Austin Johnson another interception, Taylor Rapp. Yeah, these guys came to play. Yeah, we let up some yards in the rushing game in the first half, but we were able to buckle it up in the red zone, and I think the defense had a really nice game throughout.
Yeah, for sure. Taylor has the big game, but like you said, 7 yards on the run game for him in the entire second half. So they really, again, we say this every week seemingly for the Bills, it's that second half, halftime adjustment going into the second half. It's kind of ridiculous. But sacks from Rousseau up, and that's it. Jefferson comes back in his first game as a Bill, and his second go-around gets a sack. Taron Johnson with a coverage sack. They were just great up and down was the defense. Offensively, no Cooper, no Coleman in this game. And what happened? Here's Samuel getting involved early, which was great. Knox with the big catch. And, of course, we talked about him last week. Here's Mac Hollins again showing when you didn't expect him to with another big catch this week.
Yeah, the guy has been there every time you need him to be. He's not the type of guy who's going to put that same game up every week, but you don't need that necessarily out of him every week. I think that, the offense left a little bit to be desired, but I think it was kind of expected because without Amari Cooper, without Keon Coleman, without Kincaid in the second half, they did what they had to do to win that game. They still scored 30 points, and they looked pretty good throughout.
Yeah, and Josh didn't have a great game. I mean, his 2 picks were what they were. I felt like the pick, the first pick was almost the identical play of Taron Johnson's, where the linebacker just kind of fell back and the ball was underthrown, pick, kind of like what Taron Johnson's was. And then, of course, the other one, look, I think 23 just made a fantastic athletic play on that second pick. I think Josh probably knew that the receiver wasn't open, tried to just rocket it in as best as he could. And the Colt defender made a really good play. But on the flip side, great throw to Hollins on a broken play. Great throw to Knox on that deep ball down the seam. I mean, there were times when Josh, and in the run game, was fantastic.
Yeah, I think he made winning plays, and we got the game out of reach for the Colts 30-13 when we had a really rough first half. So I don't think he necessarily played a bad game at all. I'm kind of okay with him throwing a few interceptions and taking a few more chances. And I think he put the cape on a little bit at the end with the running game.
I got to say, right, that 98-yard drive, boy, you want to talk about something to build off of from game to game. That was really pretty incredible. I mean, think of the plays in that drive. 2nd and 19, Josh goes for 21. 3rd and 8, Josh to Shakir for 30. 3rd and 4, Josh to Ty Johnson for 17. 3rd and 3, Josh, 7-yard run. And then, of course, they score a touchdown at the end of that drive to basically close out the game. That was really impressive.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, what other quarterback is going to be 3rd and 18 at your own 2-yard line and go run for 21 yards? I said that the second that happened. This guy is different. That whole drive was basically Josh, to be honest. I mean, that play to Ty Johnson was an unbelievable play, too. And then, we get James Cook involved again with another touchdown. He's got 8 on the season. The running game really is starting to pick up. And, I think we have something to look forward to in this Chiefs game coming up.
Yeah, for sure. I was a little surprised Ray Davis wasn't used as much as I thought he might have been. Only 3 carries. I don't think he had any targets at that game. And it didn't matter. In terms of eating, A lot of targets again. Cook with that 25-yard run when he basically runs over the linebacker, then breaks 4 more tackles. Really incredible stuff from him as well. So a really good general all-around game for the Bills, and a game that they were supposed to win and did. They took care of business, right?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. It looked a little hairy at the start of the game, but that pick six early got us up pretty good, and then. I think the second half, again, we made some huge adjustments, and it was the regular Bills team that you love to see.
I'm waiting for the Bills T-shirt where it's just the ramp up, the graph, right? Because that's what the team has been all year long. I'm waiting for that T-shirt to come out. Somebody, one of you T-shirt, Del Reed, figure it out. Make the T-shirt, will you? All right, coming up next, Ross Tucker will join us, former Bills offensive lineman, now podcaster and Twitter and CBS, you name it. He's all over the place in terms of the media. He will join us. Mafia coming up, and of course, we'll break down the Bills and the Chiefs. What a week here on the Shatkin First Down Buffalo pregame show.
RV shoppers, Myers RV invites you to shop over 100 brands of travel trailers, fifth wheels, toy haulers, and motorhomes from all the leading manufacturers. Myers RV is the largest family-owned RV dealer in the Northeast with over 2,000 new and used RVs in stock. Right now, all remaining 2024 models are being offered at drastically reduced prices. Myers RV has 3 convenient locations in Rochester to serve you. Just a quick trip east on the 90 to save you thousands. Online at MyersRVs.com. Go Bills!
Hi, I'm Dr. Todd Shatkin here with Hall of Fame running back Thurman Thomas.
My family and I have been coming to Dr. Shatkin's dental office for years. The office is beautiful and the staff is outstanding.
Thanks, Thurman. It's been an honor for me to take care of you and your family.
For a Hall of Fame smile, go where the pros go. Dr. Todd Shatkin at the Aesthetic Associates Center.
Call today for a free consultation, 839-1700.
All right, he is the host of the Ross Tucker Football Podcast on social media at Ross Tucker. So I like to do research on my guests, and I found out something that the 2 things, and I know you're short on time, but I want to get this in before I get to Bills Kansas City.
Yeah.
The most famous person that will be in Highmark Stadium on Sunday went to your high school. Am I right?
Kind of. She's from my hometown.
Okay.
She left. She moved to Nashville when she was 14.
Okay.
So she's from my hometown. She didn't actually end up going to my high school, but yeah, man, it's crazy. Her name's Taylor Swift. I'm actually pretty good friends with her dad. There's not that many NFL players from Wyomissing, Pennsylvania.
Right.
Her dad's awesome guy. I've been around her 3 times. I've actually talked with her twice. Wonderful young lady. I guess not quite as young anymore. I'll tell you one quick story. When she first got popular, I want to say 2007, so she would have been 18, or maybe 2006. She did a show at the local Reading little rinky-dink theater, where I'm from, okay? And the only song people really knew at that point was the Tim McGraw song, when I say Tim McGraw, I hope you think my favorite song, or whatever, right? So we go to the concert, because my wife likes country music, and she was really into country. She sings this song, I think it's called Stay Beautiful, but the song is Corey's eyes are like the blah, 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 blah. All right. So after the concert, we're leaving, and I'm like, yo, Corey, come here. His name was Corey Robinson, and he was the starting quarterback for the high school football team. And I say to my wife, I'm like, Kara, this is Corey. And she's like, okay, hi, Corey. I'm like, no, hun, the song, Corey's Eyes. Taylor Swift had written the song about Corey's eyes, the quarterback of the high school football team. And so my wife got to meet him. And how cool is that? Taylor Swift awesome. Wrote a song about your eyes. And my wife was like, well, you do have nice eyes. And he was, he's 18. He's like, thank you.
That's so amazing. And it's so cool. All right, so Bills Chiefs, it's sort of the Super Bowl of the season to this point. To the point where your CBS guys from the pregame show are showing up. And I look, I love College Game Day on ESPN. I mean, I love the signs and the fanfare and the Lee Corso with the mascot head and the field goal with McAfee.
It's like the best show on TV.
It's great, right?
It's awesome.
And I love the fact that CBS is doing this with their NFL Today guys. I think it's going to be cool in the parking lot. But so huge game, obviously. But I think that, people in Buffalo have been sort of wishy-washy about it. They're like, whatever. If they lose, they're still going to win the division. It is what it is. And then there's other people like, no, they have to win, because if they don't, then they fall. Now they got 3 losses and they still have San Francisco and Detroit, and who knows what the Rams are going to be in a month. They could be better. They could whatever. But still, I mean, where do you fall on this game?
I think it's it all depends on your mentality as a person. If you're glass half full, glass half empty. I'm a glass half full guy. So if the Bills, like, let's pretend I'm a Bills fan, which, as you know, my favorite team I played for. I have a real affection for the people up there and that franchise, affinity, I guess, whatever. So the Bills win, I will say that is awesome, because they knocked the Chiefs off from being unbeaten and maybe going 20-0, and it gives the Bills a legitimate chance to maybe get the number 1 seed, which is a positive. And it helps the confidence that they can beat them. If the Bills lose, I will say, well, now they got a better chance to beat them in the playoffs when they play again. like either way, because I'm just a positive person. That's just how I am. Either way, I will be able to spin it as a positive, no matter what the outcome of the game is for the Bills, because we all know that they've played a lot in the regular season. The Bills have won most of those. They played a lot in the playoffs, and the Chiefs have won all those. I think it's really hard to win both. Really hard to win both. You can do it, but it's hard. So you got to win the game for the seeding, and you don't even know if you'll play them in the playoffs. The Ravens might beat them or vice versa. You know what I mean? You don't know that. But that's how I would spin it anyway, Bull.
So if you were, it sounds like, I don't know. I can't tell if you're willing to make a prediction or not.
Sure, I don't care. I'll make a prediction. I think it's Bills 24, Chiefs 20.
Okay.
Bills 23, Chiefs 20. Something. I think look, I don't think the Chiefs are going 20-0. I think this would be the game that they would lose. So I think that they will lose. I think the Bills will win. The place will be going crazy. It's in Buffalo. This would be the game that the Chiefs would lose. So I think the Chiefs will lose. That said, I think they probably will play against each other again in the playoffs, and I will be picking the Chiefs in that game. That's not what I'll be hoping happens, but everybody will be picking the Chiefs in that game, right? Like, until the Bills show they can do it, I'm not going to, no one's going to believe they can do it. But guess what? That's what we said about Steve Young and the Niners until they finally took down Aikman and the Cowboys. That's what we said about Peyton Manning and the Colts until they finally took down Brady and the Patriots. It's time. This isn't the game. The game in the playoffs is the game, but it's still time for Josh Allen and the Bills to take down Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs.
You said it, my man. Ross Tucker Football Podcast, social media at Ross Tucker NFL, and myfrontpagestory.com for a holiday gift, folks. Dude, great to see you, man. I really appreciate you taking the time, you and your gazillion followers and everything that you're doing, college and pro football and podcasting and all that stuff. You're the best. And I hope we can do this again.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me. Thank you for the kind words. And if anybody does go and get a story at myfrontpagestory.com, email me, ross@rosstucker.com. I'll send you something signed, maybe something Bills. I'll send you something signed if you get a story. So now you have even more incentive to do it.
Beautiful. All right, man. Thanks. I appreciate it. We'll be looking, we'll be watching, we'll be following, and all that great stuff. Good to see you, man. Be well.
Likewise. Thanks, Bull.
You got it.
Hello, I'm Dr. Sam Shatkin Jr., board-certified plastic surgeon. In addition to my many other aesthetic treatments, I'm now offering the revolutionary 4D facelift exclusively for you. Look your best in the new year. Make the resolution right now to give us a call at the Aesthetic Associates Center. Come in for a free consultation. Just mention Buffalo Healthy Living Magazine, 716-800-6026, and find out more at drshatkin.com.
My self-esteem wasn't where it should have been because I was really, really self-conscious about my teeth. When I walked into Shatkin Dental, I was instantly ready for the residency program. I knew that that is what I needed. I needed the discount, I needed the dentist that was gonna fix everything. My self-esteem is already getting much, much, much higher just from starting the procedures.
Call Shatkin Dental Health today at 43 Smile for quality dental care you can afford.
All right, welcome back to the Shatkin First Down Buffalo pregame show. Time to go in the pocket. All right, dude, guess who you get to talk about?
My favorite.
Kermit the Frog. Have fun with Patrick Mahomes. What do we got to do?
Patrick just has that it factor. He's able to find those little creases in the pocket, and he knows when to run. He doesn't run every time. He doesn't throw every time. He just has he has such a good feel for the game. But this year he's been prone to turn the ball over a little bit more than normal. So hopefully maybe he'll give us a gift like he's been. I think he has 9 interceptions in 9 games now. So hopefully we can maybe get some pressure on him and get a turnover or two.
The Chiefs' offense is similar to the Bills in that they have a lot of guys that eat, right? They're spreading the ball around to a bunch of people. It's not just Travis Kelce. It's basically whoever they scheme open, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's why I think Andy Reid is probably the best coach in the NFL still. I mean, top 3 of all time, in my opinion. The way he schemes receivers open, even down in the red zone, so hard to score in the red zone, and yet you see the Chiefs more than anybody with wide open receivers inside the 5-yard line. So, I mean, I think Andy Reid's phenomenal, and then we gotta bring our A game.
All right, stay right here for the Mafia. We're going to ask you more. Get rid of the ball. Welcome back to the Shatkin First Down Buffalo pregame show. We got the Mafia. Sam's back, Jared's back, Evan's back. Damian, first timer. What's up, man?
Good to be here.
Good friend of the program and happy to have him aboard. But we have to ask you about this T-shirt that you're sporting. Williams Organized Crime Syndicate. Like, I mean, I'm just trying to work my head through it. Please explain what the T-shirt is.
Sure, and thanks. So Bill is a nickname for Williams. So Williams. Organized Crime Syndicate's another way to say mafia. So Williams Organized Crime Syndicate is a long form of Bill's Mafia. It's a subtle, understated way to show your support for the team.
So if you don't want to be a glaring Bill's Mafia member with a T-shirt that says in giant block letters Bill's Mafia, you can go that route.
Yeah, you want to stay undercover.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's very helpful at family parties where, you got a crazy brother-in-law who's a Jets fan for some unknown reason.
Well, that's great. So that's for sale. People can buy those, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, where can we get them?
WilliamsOrganizedCrimeSyndicate.com.
Oh, it even has its own website.
Absolutely.
That is awesome. Okay.
That's right.
There you go. So Bill's Mafia, if you really want to be loud and proud with it, well, then you're Bill's Mafia. If not, subtle is the right word. There you go. Williams Organized Crime Syndicate.com. Let's talk some football now, guys. Obviously, Bills Chiefs. We won't even talk about the Colts because we just got done doing that. So let's talk Bills Chiefs. I'm going to start with you, Evan. Is this, in your brain, a must-win for the Bills? I mean, do the Bills have to send some sort of a statement, or do you think they're okay where they're at?
I mean, if they lose the game, obviously dropping to 8-3, they're still in a good spot with the big lead they have in the AFC East. But I think around the league, the big message you want to send is that you can knock off the Chiefs, keep them from going undefeated, beat the first real team on your schedule this season, losing against Baltimore, losing against Houston. I think the Bills need to find a way to beat one of these big real contenders, and that starts with Kansas City, because then you got the gauntlet after that. Detroit, San Fran, we know the other teams on the schedule, but I think it is a must-win for the Bills because, yes, they will still be at 8-3 if they lose, but I think being at 9-2 with a win over the undefeated Chiefs is a big must.
Yeah, Damian, so let me ask you, so it can go one of two ways. Obviously, the bye is after the Chiefs game, but if you lose to the Chiefs at home, so obviously last year they lost to the Chiefs at home, it doesn't really send a good message inside the locker room. But that's okay based on their coaching staff. Would you agree?
I would, because I've heard him say, you hear Josh say it, the next game is the most important game. It's a 1 week at a time league. So one game's not more important. The Chiefs game's not more important than any other game on the schedule, and that's how they have to treat it. They have to treat them all equally in order to get to the good record that they've had. I agree it's a must-win with Evan, that's the case, but at the same time, it's 1 out of 17.
God, it is so weird thinking at this point in the season that the game, in the end, based on everything we've been talking about, doesn't really matter. I mean, it does, but it doesn't.
Yeah.
So Sam, like for me, it matters because it matters in conference, in terms of the conference standings. You don't want to fall back to the Steelers and the Ravens and that group, right?
No, but I will politely disagree with my fellow gentleman over here. I don't necessarily think it's a must-win. Of course, I would love to beat the Chiefs. We hate the Chiefs. They're very annoying. I think they're one of the more overrated teams right now. They could easily have 4 losses, but we've beat them plenty of times in the regular season. I would much rather lose to them now and beat them in the playoffs.
Okay, then I'm going to start with you with the picks for the game, and then we'll do crossovers. So what do you think first?
I'm going to go 21-17 Bills.
Close game, Evan?
The reverse of the 13 seconds game, 42-36 went in favor of Buffalo.
Lots of points. Damien, you're last.
Tyler Bass redemption game, 27-24 on a last-minute bomb.
All right, everybody thinks the Bills win at home. Fantastic. Time now. Every week we have crossovers. I quiz these guys on guys that have played for both teams. In this case, it's Kansas City and the Bills. So here we go. Guys, just if you think you know the answer, throw it out. We're playing for Sorrentino's dough, if you will. Tino's dough. Thank you to Sorrentino's on Main Street for that. So here we go. First one. This quarterback preceded Tom Brady at Michigan.
Matt Kess. Oh, sorry.
Second round pick of the Bills. He was set to be Jim Kelly's heir apparent.
Kelly's heir apparent was Collins, Todd Collins?
That's right, Todd Collins. After 7-10 with the Bills, after 17 starts, he left for Kansas City, where he never started a game, believe it or not. Next up, another quarterback. This quarterback ended his career with the Bills. He famously was the quarterback.
That's Castle, right?
No, it's not. Famously quarterbacked the Bills in that November game in Detroit against the Jets. Say it again.
Kyle Orton.
Kyle Orton is right. He played for both Kansas City and the Bills. This one might be a little bit tougher. Third round pick of the Bills in 1990, ended up starting at tackle. He's out of Arizona. He started in the Super Bowl 27 Rose Bowl, lost to Dallas. He wore number 74. And he had a brief broadcast TV career after he retired. He was a tackle, played for both the Bills and then later with the Chiefs. Anyone want to take a guess at this one?
Art Still.
No.
Art Still?
Nope. He was a D lineman. Talking about an offensive tackle who wore 74, not Jamie Nails. Glenn Parker. Would have been Glenn Parker. All right, 2 for 3. I mean, your guys' percentage has been really good all season long, so nice work. So, okay, medium pizza again this week after last for not going 3 for 3. It would have been a large if you had done that. Okay, thanks to Sorrentino's and Tino's dough. To these guys, they're eating. Next up, we're going to serve you up with the Bills and the Chief, myself and Jared, as we continue with the Shatkin First Down Buffalo pregame show.
I am so happy with my experience that I had at I Smile Spas today. Got my teeth professionally whitened. I have months of results in less than an hour. No pain, seriously not even a sting. They're not sensitive. You leave with a kit to continue your whitening. Absolutely incredible. I'm so happy I ever did this. I can't stop smiling.
Western New York. Smile again with confidence. Call 43-SMILE today.
It means a lot to be able to work with my dad to continue this legacy that we have going on.
I had many implants. Once I got them, it was like the old me came back.
The changes you can make in such a short period of time in somebody's life, have somebody in the chair crying because they finally have a full set of teeth. And I think the only way to do it in that type of time period for that type of price is really the mini implant.
Mini dental implants can change your life too. Call us at 839-1700 for a free consultation.
All right, welcome back. Final segment of this week's Shatkin First Down Buffalo pregame show. Rich and Dr. Jared. These two teams have played 7 times in the Josh era, right? 2 in Buffalo, both Bills losses, 2020 and last year. 5 in Kansas City. So here they are. They come into Buffalo. And a pretty cool stat came out this week. It's only the 5th time in history, well, not in history, but since the merger in 1970, that 2 teams with 8 wins, at least 8 wins, have met this early in the season. Now, here's a cool, really cool stat. Our crack staff, came up with this stuff, but this is pretty wild. So before this week's game, the Chiefs were involved in the previous 2. 2013 against the Broncos. Now follow me on this. The Broncos would win that game, and it was in Denver. The Broncos go to the Super Bowl, but lose. Okay? Follow me. 2018, they play the Rams, the Chiefs do. It was in LA. Rams win.
This was a great game.
Went to the Super Bowl and lost. So if history repeats itself, the Bills would win at home, but they would lose in the Super Bowl. You okay with that?
No. No, I'm ready to win the Super Bowl.
But I just thought that was pretty wild how those two previous Chiefs meetings in this scenario ended up the way they did it and is set up the way it has. It's pretty crazy. Kansas City, 7 wins by 1 score. The only road games they won were Atlanta, the Chargers, the 49ers, and Vegas. So let's be honest, not super great competition for them there.
Yeah, no, I think they've really been getting by the skin of their teeth there. They have found a way to win. They have great coaching, and they're a team that's going to keep every game close, and they're never going to get outcoached.
What scares you more about them? Is it their defense, or is it Mahomes and Kelsey, and you don't know what they're going to do run past?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's still got to be Mahomes and Kelsey, even though Kelsey's definitely taken a little bit of dip in his play this year. They probably haven't hit their peak yet, and one of these weeks they're going to figure it out and start making great plays offensively. So the fact that they're 9-0 right now, when they haven't hit their stride, is a little bit scary.
Take care, if you're the Bills offensively, take care of Chris Jones, take care of Bolton, and take care of McDuffie. I think if you can do that, there's ways for the Bills to win in this game. And obviously, left to right, offensive line is really good. I think their left tackle has something to be desired for sure over that way. But I don't know. I think the Chiefs have stuck around way too much, and the Bills aren't going to let them do that at home this week.
It sounds wrong, but I think they're due for a loss, And I think if the Chiefs lose, it might actually make them a better team somehow. I don't understand it. That's how I feel. I feel like they are kind of have this pressure of being undefeated, and they're due for a loss, especially against a very good team in Buffalo. And I think the way the Bills have got to do it is they got to get after the passer, right? They got to get Greg Rousseau and Von Miller, and these guys have to get pressure, because if you let Mahomes stay back there for more than 3 seconds, he's going to tear any team apart.
Yeah, for sure. And I know people are talking about, well, this game might determine the 1 seed in the playoffs. Look, the Bills have New England twice and the Jets in their last 3 games. Now, granted, they're divisional games. They shouldn't need that. Let's just say the Bills clinched the division by, let's say, week 15. At what point, if they do clinch the division, do the Bills say, okay, we don't know if we're going to have a bye or not?
Yeah.
So at what point do they say, let's rest some guys? But where, I guess, would be the question.
Yeah, no, I'm probably not in the majority, but I don't think this is a must-win for the Bills. I would love them to win it. It'd be awesome to have that momentum going forward. But if you look at it, when does it really matter? We beat the Chiefs every year in the regular season, and we lose in the playoffs.
Right.
This, to me, can just be one of those games where, throw the records out and let's watch an amazing football game, because both of these teams are playing high-level football right
it
now.
really is the Super Bowl, at least at this part of the season. You couldn't ask for a better mid-season Super Bowl than what we're going to get on Sunday at 4:25 out at Highmark. What's your score prediction?
I think the Bills are going to win a really close game. I think it's going to be 22-20.
22-20? Wow, weird score.
A little weird score.
I got the Bills winning 27-23, and they keep that roll going. All right, we want to thank our sponsors, the Aesthetic Associates, Shatkin Dental, Dr. Todd Shatkin, Sorrentinos, Myers, and, of course, once again, from back about 25 minutes ago, thanks again to you, our veterans, for all that you do for us and have done in the past. For Jared, the crew, and all of you watching, go Bills. Thanks for watching the Shatkin First Down Buffalo pregame show.
In the Pocket is sponsored by Mini Dumpster Rental. Call 716-429-6362. This has been a production of the Shatkin Sports Network.